Hey there, my friend. I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about this week's topic on transforming the world. If you've looked in your workbook, lesson number 30 is a lesson on joy. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. So I'm just going to launch right in here with a little story, I guess, to start off. A little story to help you kick your week off with a little bit of joy. So in this town, there were a number of churches that had a squirrel problem. It seems like squirrels were getting into the congregations, getting into the churches. And as the pastors got together, they had no idea what to do. Well, the Presbyterian Church, they met, and as they decided, they said to themselves, well, the squirrels were predestined to be there, so there was nothing that they could do about it. They should not interfere with God's divine will, so they allowed the squirrels to run throughout the church. And maybe this is where Ray Stevens got his song idea from. I don't know. The one day the squirrel went berserk. The Baptist church, the squirrels took a very keen interest in the baptistry. They're like, wow, this is a really cool swimming pool. So the elders, they decided to put in a water slide so the squirrels could really enjoy themselves. They go down this water slide into the baptistry, swim around a little bit, and it was interesting. The squirrels knew instinctively what to do. So twice as many squirrels end up, because, one squirrel's out there inviting the next squirrel, and he's like, man, they got this cool swimming pool. So in the Baptist church, the squirrel population grew as well. The Episcopal Church said they were not in a position to harm any of God's creatures, but they could not tolerate the squirrels, so they humanely captured them and then took them over to the Baptist church where they could all go swimming. But the Catholic Church, they came up with a really creative strategy. What to do with the squirrels? Well, they caught the squirrels, baptized them, and consecrated them as members. And now the squirrels ought to show up on Christmas and Easter. Wait, I'm not done. There was not a whole lot said, though, over at the Jewish synagogue. Their squirrel population kind of went away. Rumor has it that the rabbi at the synagogue caught one squirrel and circumcised it, and they haven't had a squirrel problem since then. Oh, my word. Okay. You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but that was funny. Oh, my word. We are talking about joy all this week on Transforming the World. We're going to touch on that topic in just a moment. My name is Pastor Greg, and I'll be right back. The world cannot figure out joy. You go to a dictionary, for example, and look up the definition of joy. Here's one that I found. I'll pass along to you. The world considers joy as something to be found based upon external circumstances. It says it is the emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune. Joy is an emotion that is created in us by the prospect of possessing what one desires. So if, according to the world, joy is manufactured by our external stimuli. Christmas, the approach of Christmas and the thought that, what am I going to get for Christmas? What's under, you're looking at the packages. Kids are snooping around mom and dad's closet trying to find out, that kind of stuff. The world would describe joy as delight, as gaiety, or bliss. But a biblical understanding, on the other hand, teaches us that joy is not dependent on external circumstances. And it's a bit odd when you stop and think about it, but it's true. You will find Christians, in spite of some pretty hard circumstances, there's still joy in their heart, and the world just kind of scratches its head and says, "Why? Where's this joy come from? Where do I find it? How do I manufacture joy?" Some folks in the world think that Christians are idiots because of this, because they maintain joy in the spite of turmoil and conflict in their life. But the fact of the matter is, according to the Bible, joy is not something that is related to external stimulus. Rather, it is something that is birthed inside a Christian by the Holy Spirit. This is one of those Christian attributes that is actually a fruit of the Spirit. It's in Galatians 5:22 and 23. You've got love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. So joy, this kind of joy that the Bible is talking about, is the result of the presence of the Holy Spirit inside someone's heart. It is the Holy Spirit that is the source of joy in the Christian's life, not circumstances. So, let's look at question number 2 in our workbook, for example. It asks this question: am I joyful when going through a difficult trial? Well, if you are looking for joy based upon your external situation, the stimulus, whatever kind of circumstance, if you are dependent upon circumstances, or better yet, here's one. I know some individuals who are only joyful when they are in a certain location. And so joy is not something that is birthed within them by the Holy Spirit, but their joy is based upon what's happening all around them. And when these people are outside of that environment, no, they are not very joyful. They're always grumbling, always complaining, always whining about things in this world. But joy, a Christian needs to look inside their heart and permit the Holy Spirit to give birth to joy. It is then that an individual can find the kind of joy that the Bible is talking about. It is a peace. It is a spirit that is lifted up, and not a spirit that is always depressed, but it is a heart that truly sees life as something that is absolutely beautiful. And that comes by allowing the Holy Spirit to give birth to joy in your heart. Joy and love and patience and kindness and all those things. So, from a biblical standpoint, joy is something that is birthed within us by the Holy Spirit. It's not something that has to happen around us. It's not dependent upon a gift. It's not dependent upon our location. It's not dependent on our circumstances. It is dependent, as a Christian, it is dependent on how much you have surrendered your life to the power and control of the Holy Spirit. So, that's the introduction to joy. We'll continue to talk about this tomorrow on Transforming the World. My name is Pastor Greg, and have a great day.